Hi you guys, it's me, Chris Colley from Rochester Hills, Michigan, here in the Rubber Room for Create with Chris Live. I think I'm a few minutes late tonight. I started off to get something and forgot it 3 different times before I finally think that I have my stuff together to share with you. So as promised, I am going to start off with a big exciting announcement. I am a few dollars short in my sales goal for February, and I have my BOGO event that I have yet to schedule. So I am going to do a pop-up BOGO live tomorrow night at 7:30 right here. So you want to go to my Rubber Room Ramblings, Stampin' Up with Chris Colley page, and that's where it will be starting at 7:30. If you've never done a BOGO, it's a buy one, get one free. So what essentially happens is you purchase an old retired stamp set from me, and then you get to pick out a new stamp set in any of our current catalogs for the same price before shipping and handling. Okay, so it sounds more confusing than it is, but here's a little example of it. You might want these 3 items. So this one is A Good Day, and it's $19, and it is rubber mat. And you also might want this one from our Occasions catalog. Hi, Marjorie. Well, hopefully by the time you're done with work, there'll still be some stuff for sale. And it will be live this weekend also. So you'll get your chance. This one is called Life is Grand, and it is $20. And then this one is a bundle called Signs of Santa. And what I mean by bundle is it has framelits or dies that go with it. So I store my coordinating dies on a little magnetic sheet right inside my case with the stamp set. So if you wanted all 3 of these stamp sets, I would then add priority padded envelope shipping to it. And your total for these 3 would be $95. You would then go to my website and place an order for a minimum of $95 before shipping and handling, and you would use a hostess code. I'm going to be posting the hostess code with the Facebook post about the sale. So when those 2 go together, then you know that's the hostess code that you need to use. You do have to place your order by midnight Thursday, February 27th. And I'm doing that because on Saturday, I'm going to have an actual live sale here. So you have to purchase your items and place your order before midnight on Thursday. Okay? So that's my big exciting announcement. I love BOGO sales. It's like, and this one too, because it's going during celebration, for every $50, I got a little hair hanging there right out of place. For every $50 you spend, you will get to do your free celebration item also. So it's a win-win, right? Okay, tonight I had a workshop last weekend. And so I had a really busy weekend. Hi, Amy. Hi, Carol. I had a busy weekend last weekend, but I started it off. Thursday was my card class, and Friday I had a workshop. And so I'm going to share with you the cards I did at my workshop. We had a great hostess who had a great party, and then she decided to join our team with her Stampin' Rewards. So we have a new team member on top of it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn you down, and then I'll show you these cards as we go along. That might be the easiest way to do it. As I turn some lights on, I'll flip you guys down, so hang on. Let's see if this works. We'll get some lights on here. Oh, I got all my things ready to go, and thought I was right on track here. I forgot my lights and my bar and my electricity. All right. And you have it all together, you realize you don't have anything together. Okay, so I think got you guys just about in the middle here so you can see. This is the first card that we made, and it uses that great Poppy Parade paper, and of course the Bumblebee set, and then this is the Bee Designer Series paper, which is a celebration, free celebration item. So we're going to start off with this basket weave embossing, and that is in the suite from Tropical Oasis, maybe, in the mini catalog. So I think that's the name of it. It's a great set. So let's get our little basket out here. Gosh, I'm like all over the place here. Okay, so here's our basket, and we have all of our card materials in it. So I will start with the white, and this is 5 1/4 by 4, which is your top layer. And I'm going to put it in my basket weave embossing folder. And it is one of our new folders. So all we need to do with that one is our basic Big Shot platform and our purple top piece. So I'm just going to layer it up like that. I'll bring my Big Shot in here. And we'll put it through the Big Shot. This is one of my favorite new embossing folders. It has kind of like a straw hat, maybe sort of look and feel to it. So it's kind of a tropical look. And if you guys are like me, you know I love the sunshine and the beach and all of that good stuff. So you can see it gives it kind of that nice little tropical basket sort of background to it. And then I'm just going to take I did use the extra thick white, Whisper White cardstock. So we'll do that. And then I had some dimensionals. And these were for some smaller spaces, but they'll work here. Gosh, the dog was in the video last week. He usually doesn't come down with me, but now he's down here walking around again. I felt kind of displaced for some reason. Okay, so we're just going to take the backs off these dimensionals. They come with the adhesive on both sides. And so you just have to peel the top off, and then they're nice and sticky. And a dimensional does just what you think it would from its name. It adds a little bit of dimension to your product. I have some customers who call these risers. So then I'm going to put this on. Hopefully get it kind of straight there for you. And, oh yeah, that works. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to stamp our bee on this little piece of white paper. And I'm going to just use some black Memento ink because I am going to color it with my marker. And you just want to tap real lightly. If you push down, you're going to get black ink around here, and then it's going to come off on your image. So you just want to do a quick little taps. And I'm going to actually take and put my hello on this block, as long as I'm stamping here. And I'm going to stamp that in the middle of my designer series paper. Slow down a little bit, speak some English for you guys. And by lining this piece up on my grid paper, I know that it's nice and straight. And because I have my clear block, I can get my word right in the middle of it. Also nice and straight. Need that later. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I want to cut this piece of Designer Series paper into a circle, and these I want to cut with my long rectangular piece so that it looks like that. And I am going to just quickly color my little bee. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Write marker, and I actually want it to go a little bit faster for you guys. So I'm going to use the brush tip, but we do have a brush tip and a nib tip on the other end. And then I'm going to take some Wink of Stella. If you guys have never used Wink of Stella, oh my gosh, you need to. It gives it just this really shiny, shimmery look. And I'm just going to put it on this bee's wings. Because you know how bees their wings are kind of iridescent like when the light hits them? So there's what it looks like. Let's see if I can get it close enough so you can see. It gives it just a little bit of shine to it. So, all right, I'm going to pull my Big Shot back in here. And I have my little, I'm going to use my magnetic plate. And I'm going to build my sandwich with one clear plate. And I'm going to put my Designer Series paper on here. This is what I color Ride Along. Of course, I did not get my circle back out, so we'll put it on. It'll fit right on there. Okay, so we'll get lots of rectangles on this one. So it's a Ride Along because I'm going to put lots of paper on here all at once and cut it. So I have 2 layers of Designer Series paper here that I'm going to use this long rectangular one with. And then this one I'm going to cut with a rectangle instead of, I used a circle there. And then I am going to do my bee also. He'll fit right on there nicely. So, and my magnetic plate lets me get them all lined up so I get kind of a perfect cut with just about an 1/8 or a 1/16 of an inch of white around them. I'm going to put my clear plastic piece on top and put it through. Okay, and I do have to run one more because if you remember, I stamped our sentiment on this piece here. So I'm just going to line that up so my hello is nice and straight on there. And I think, yep, I got that one. Okay. So I'm just going to put my clear plate on top of it and run it back through the other way. And that gives us just 2 passes with the Big Shot rather than having to do all of these pieces individually, because then we would have had to do 1, 2, 3, and this one. So we would have had to do 4, and instead we cut our work in half and only did 2 using the Ride Along. Okay. All of these pieces back. I always do this. I seem to miss one little piece. There's our little bee and my bee framelit. And I do keep these on. It's just like an easel stand. And I put a magnetic sheet like I use inside my stamp cases on there. And that way I can keep all of my framelits in one place, safe. I can put this out for my class. Everybody knows they go back where they came from, and I don't lose so many of them that way. Okay, so let's go back here. I'm just going to add some adhesive to my Designer Series piece of paper. We'll see how it looks with all of the rectangles. I kind of like the look of the circle with the long rectangles, but let's see about this. I'm going to take my bee and put a little dimensional on it so it'll rise it up a little bit. There we go. And I think I'll do the same thing with all of these little guys. In fact, I may go in, now that we're, and just color these flowers with a little bit of yellow. And I thought about it beforehand, I might have used some Puppy Parade, but we'll use what we have here in our little stash. And I'll give it a little bit of color too. Okay. So we'll just put some dimensionals on the ends of these. And you can go back and stamp a little B on your envelope, or a little hello, or even both of them if you wanted to. Oops, I didn't get enough there. I'm like making a career out of putting dimensionals on here. Get them all over my finger, but not on my project. Okay, I'm going to put the hello with the words on it in the middle. So I'm going to start with this black striped one. Let's go over here with it. And then we'll add this one. I'm going to leave just a little bit of white space and kind of make it go to the edge over here. So it's kind of even on both of those edges. And then I'll line this up with the first one that we did. Now, those are all very crooked. Let's see if I can. And a good tip for you that I would do now if I was not doing a live is when you get something adhered on there and it's not straight, if you take your heat tool and just heat the back of your paper up, it will melt your adhesive. So you can then unstick it and move it and stick it back down. Okay, I think I got that straight for you guys. I hate when everything's on there like this. So that's your card with the rectangle up there. I don't think that looks too bad working with what we had. I do, though, like it better with the circle that we used when the gals were here for the workshop. So that was one of the cards that we did. I'll get rid of this basket here. And I think I'm done embossing. These other two cards used this amazing Designer Series paper that I so love. Our paper, our Designer Series paper, you guys know. If you've watched my lives, you know I'm an addict. Absolutely love it. And there's actually a YouTube video for this one. I'm going to take my card base and just burnish my score line. There's actually a video of how they made this paper. It's actually a watercolor painting that they took and gave to their designers. It's just absolutely beautiful. But look at the back of that. What a rich, deep color that is back there. I have such a hard time with these papers because they are so gorgeous. You're like, oh, what should I do with it? I don't want to cover it up. So I'm going to just cover as little of it as I possibly can. We're going to adhere that to the top of this one, and you can see how gorgeous those colors are together. And they actually, in this catalog, we've put, I don't know why I'm getting everything so crooked tonight. I guess I just need to, upside down looking at you guys is not a good way to get it on there straight. They actually, in our catalog this time, under the package of Designer Series paper in that suite, they list all of the Stampin' Up! Colors that it coordinates with. So it's really, really easy to get your paper to match perfectly with the Designer Series paper. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere those layers. Oh, that one was much better. This one's going to get stamped with, let's see. Oh, I guess I could show you guys what we're making, couldn't I? Or I could keep it a secret. We're actually going to make this one with some of the framelits. Now this is the Lily Pad stamp set, and it is a free stamp set, free framelits, free designer series paper, and then they did also have some free twine and sequins, but those have sold out already. So it's just the 3 items, the designer series paper, which is this, the stamp set, and then the framelits. So let's do a little stamping here. We're going to move this one out of the way. So I'm going to stamp the flower, the little lily pad. When we were younger, we have a cabin up north, which now I have several my brothers and sisters, 2 brothers and 1 sister all live up there, but, or have cabins up there. But when we were little, we would take the boat and go down the river, and there were just tons of lily pads everywhere. And they were so gorgeous. This stamp reminds me of that. They were just so, so pretty, and we'd always try to get close enough. And the flowers were just such a bright, bright white with yellow in the middle. Absolutely beautiful. One of those happy memories of your childhood, right? And I'm going to stamp my words over towards this edge. I'm actually going to cut it out with this part out with the framelit, so it won't really matter if they're like straight, because I can improvise that a little bit. Okay, I think I can close this up. Get this basket out of the way with the other one over there. All right, we're going to get our Big Shot in here. And again, I'm going to do the ride along method because I want to go through 1 time instead of 3 times. So I'm going to start out with my magnetic plate. I'm going to put a clear plate on top of it. And I'm going to put my lily here. And then this one is going to line up right around the edge like that. And then I want to get that great center to it, or outline, to kind of make it pop. And then here's my sentiment up here. I think you guys can see all of that. There we go. You can see all of that. And my sentiment is going to go here, which is what we used, what we improvised with the last time. Let me make sure I have that on there straight. Okay. And then I'm going to put my clear plate on top of it. Just adjust everybody a little bit more. And we're going to run that through. And again, that saves wear and tear on my Big Shot by doing it that way. Plus, it makes it a lot quicker for me. Kind of like when you do the ride along in the car. It saves everybody on gas money, right? And here's our words. And then I can put all 3 of my framelits right back on here so I know where they all are. And I'm just going to punch out, I'll put this out of here. And then you just have these little pieces here that kind of pop right out of the middle. There we go. And we do have some brush tools if they don't pop out. Some of them that are a little more intricate, I find myself using some tools on. Okay, so I'm going to use some of our fine tip glue, our Tombow glue. It's not our fine tip, but it's our Tombow glue. And I'm just going to put that right in a few spots on this outside framelit or die piece. And this is going to fit directly on top of the lines in this flower here. So, just going to line that up. There we go. And that's why I use the glue, because I can get it to move around just a little bit before I place it down. And if I had used some snail on there, I would not have been able to do that. So let's bring our card back in here. I'm going to take our sentiment, add some snail to it. I'm going to put that kind of down here in the corner. And I can see how crooked that is. I wonder, let's see if I take my own advice and line my card up with my grid paper, see if that helps. So then I'm going to take my little lily and put some dimensionals on the back of there. Take the backs off. When we would go down the river, if we could see a frog sitting on a lily pad, it was like a double bonus. So I am going to, we have another stamp set that has a little tiny frog on it. So we will get a lily pad around our lily with a frog on it. And I probably will end up sending it to my sister, who will remember those days fondly. So that's our second card. And we have one last card. Usually when I do a workshop, I do 2 to 3 cards for them. This is a particular group that they come every year to workshops and stamping. They do stamping weekends I go to, and so they're all pretty good stampers. So we really didn't do anything too difficult, though, for the gals that are new to stamping. Okay, so I have this great piece of rich razzleberry paper, and I'm going to use our Poppy Designer Series paper. Can you see? Oh my gosh, how amazing is that, right? Upside down, of course. It's amazing even upside down, right? And then this is the striped paper that I used on our first card there. And all we're going to do with this, because this paper is so gorgeous, all you really have to do is add a sentiment. So this is going to focus more on the paper and show off that gorgeous paper. So we're just going to take, and I did put out 3 or 4 different sentiments, because this particular group of ladies, some of them are in that I need birthday cards every month age group, and some of them are in that I need sympathy cards every month age group. And so I kind of like everybody to have their own choice so that they get cards. They're making cards they're actually going to use to help make somebody else feel special. And I'm telling you, every time I get a card in the mail, I feel special. So I encourage all of my customers who are coming and making cards to make something that they're going to use to make somebody else feel special. So this one says, wishing you every happiness this special day will bring, which you could use easily for a birthday, a graduation, a wedding, lots of things for this one. So you're going to come back in here with our handy dandy big shot, and I'm going to put that right on there, and I'm going to use this framelit this time. We do have lots and lots of coordinating dies, so you could even cut it out with this one if you wanted to. Lots of options when you're using dies and or punches. Oh, there's my lid. Okay. This one doesn't even get a ride along. I feel kind of sorry for him having to go through there all by his lonesome. I think he'll be all right, though. Stay strong, sentiment. Don't feel bad. Yep, it looks like he's okay. We don't need to feel sorry for him. All right, next time he might be the only one with a ride along. You never know. Okay, and I think we'll put some risers on the back of him. Or her, I guess. I don't know why sentiments have to be a gender. But I always have to. I don't know about we, but I'm always referring to a him or a her. And This one's a her just because this cardstock is so beautiful with flowers. Okay. So we'll peel the back off these dimensionals, and I can tell right now that I really wanted to put my designer series paper down first, because chances are when I get these backs off and it's all sticky, I'm going to stick my card in it. So I'm going to put it way over there. And I'm going to take my designer series paper and turn it over. And I'm going to put the ribbon on it about, I think maybe right in here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tape along where I want my ribbon to be. And I use this, our satin ribbon. Isn't that nice with like a little doily kind of at the bottom of it? So I'm just going to hopefully get that on there straight. And we'll tape it down. I always give my customers this ribbon tied just like that, so then they don't have to worry about tying a bow, tying a knot. For some reason, my customers seem to find that extremely frustrating. So I'm always, always, always available to help them with that. And let's get this on here straight for you guys. There. This is like one of the things that when you're lost, you have to turn your radio down. Getting it on there straight. If I shut my mouth, it'll be easier, right? Now with the bow like this, if you just take your fingers and put it on either side of it, you can slide it anywhere you want. I'm left-handed, so I like my bow over here and my sentiment over here, but some of my customers like it the other way. So I just kind of tie that so that they can move it to where they feel comfortable with it. And then we're just going to add our sentiment there. And there you go. Simple, quick, and easy, and I'm telling you, our designer series paper and our sentiment stamp sets, they're just amazing, and they make it super quick and super easy to do gorgeous, gorgeous cards. And in all of these cards, we featured that designer series paper, which is just beautiful. And we now even have a pack of paper called Pleased as Punch, and it actually matches 4 punches that we have. So you can go in with your punch and punch out perfect images. So, all right, let's turn your back up. I'll say a quick goodbye. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Anne. And I hope you're doing well. I hear that the weather is amazing there. Get some of these lights off so I don't have them shining around my glasses so I can see you guys. Actually, and we're going to be coming down to Florida. My son that plays hockey for Lindenwood, they qualified for nationals, and he'll be graduating this year. So this is his kind of last opportunity for him to earn a national championship ring, which he's sure he's going to do. But they're playing their finals in Fort Myers in April. So I'm looking forward to it'll be a quickie 4-day trip down there filled with hockey. But as you know, my sister's there, so it'll be hockey and family, which is always nice. It's a nice break. So thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions, please post them for me, and I hope that you guys will be back right here tomorrow at 7:30 to get some great deals. Bye bye everyone. Have a happy week.